you've ever laughed at those reels on TikTok where women list everything that we're apparently supposed to do for our health before 9 a.m., you know what I'm talking about, right? Like morning sunlight, red light therapy, 1,000 grams of protein, dry brushing, getting perfect sleep, making sure you have all your supplements, breath work, 10,000 steps. You know what I'm talking about, right? They're funny because they're absurd, but they also hit a nerve with me because here's the thing. A lot of these habits are powerful and they matter. And somewhere between like laughing and scrolling, many of us are left thinking, if this is what being healthy looks like, how is anyone supposed to actually sustain it while raising kids and working and running a household and trying to have a life? And so we do nothing. And then we feel overwhelmed by all the wellness. And it's that tension that we're going to talk about today. This episode is about why wellness has started to feel like a full-time job, why our brains rebel when we try to do too much at once, and how chasing health for the wrong reasons, especially when it's all about weight loss, will actually keep us stuck in the cycle of overwhelm and self-sabotage. I'm going to break down everything in a totally different way than you've been seeing online. One that's rooted, it's going to be rooted like identity, not perfection. One that's built on 1% progress, not doing everything. One that allows you to figure out what you really need to be doing. And if you stay with me until the end, I have something really special to share with you. It's something that I've never shared before. It's designed specifically to deal with the overwhelm. So I am obsessed with women stop feeling behind. Like, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed, like you have to keep starting over. And this episode is going to dig into that. So let's get into it. Okay, diet disruptors, I am here to just get real with you today. My algorithm, I don't know what yours is like, but my guess is if you listen to my podcast, your algorithm might be somewhat similar to mine, where it's like health and wellness and nutrition and all sorts of stuff, right? And I have been getting my feed filled with all sorts of these wellness strategies, hacks, things like that. And then on top of it, I'm getting these really funny women that are coming along and being like, okay, this is what we have to do every single day, ladies. Are we getting it in? Let me show you one of those reels now.
Hey guys, I just want to check that everyone's using a sunlight lamp to wake up in the morning and that they're sleeping with their mouth taped on a silk pillow with the glass skin face mask and the hair serum to promote growth. And then in the first hour when they wake up, they're getting 20 minutes of direct sunlight and not touching caffeine till after 11 o'clock and obviously doing 10,000 steps a day and 45 minutes of exercise. Oh, and can I make sure that we're all drinking 2 liters of water, the electrolytes, the green juice, the protein shake and the bone broth, avoiding all carbohydrates and ultra processed foods. Also, if I can make sure that we're all having 90 grams of protein in our 5 a day, which is actually our 10 a day, that'd be fab. And we're flossing and dry brushing, right? Cleanse, toning, moisturizing, vitamin C serum, hyaluronic acid, glycolic acid, retinol. 20 minutes a day of meditation, making sure that you're spending time in nature, blue light glasses, not too much screen time, and then just 8 to 9 hours of sleep at the end of the day. Oh, good. Okay, so we're all on board. I wasn't sure if we all knew the plan.
Wasn't sure if we all knew the plan. Okay, I watch that and I laugh and I share and I think it's hysterical. And then I also am like, okay, but here's the thing. Like, yes, a lot of those things matter. And I talk about them. I teach them. And when you actually pile it all up together and put it into the list like that, it's like, oh my gosh. And I feel it too. And yet I somehow work to get through the overwhelm. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We got to talk about how we get through the overwhelm and really like make our way through what this whole wellness stuff is all about. Because here's the thing. The problem isn't wellness. The problem isn't those things that she's talking about. The problem is how we have been taught to pursue it. And even though she's not saying it, what I see when I kind of observe those kinds of reels is that women believe that this is now what they have to do to lose weight. It's a diet culture mentality. And it's being packaged as wellness, right? It's being packaged like this is what we need to do to be healthy. But with the thousands and thousands of women that I talk to on a regular basis, I know that the goal is still weight loss. I'll do that if I can lose weight. But then we get overwhelmed and then we're like, I don't know where to start. And because weight loss as a goal is too surface oriented, we never actually dig into what it is that we really want and really believe and understand why we want it. I write in my book, From Corset to Crown, which is coming out this year. So excited. Pre-orders are going to be soon. And I'm going to give you a early release version of the ebook right away. But hold off. We're not ready for that yet. We're getting there. But what I write about in the book is that we are really looking, what I have learned in over the decades that I've been doing this work is that what we're really searching for is a level of balance and peace and confidence, feeling worthy. And we believe that weight loss is going to get us there. But then on a Monday night when we're super stressed and there's chocolate cake on the counter and we just feel overwhelmed and emotional, we're like, screw it. I'm not going to lose 40 pounds by tomorrow. I'm just going to eat the cake. Because the goal for weight feels like that's what we're supposed to be pursuing, but it's not deep enough for actually for us to consistently stick with anything. And it becomes like all this wellness stuff that's out there really packaged the same way diets are. It's like a checklist. It's like a performance. It's a means to an end, right? And the end that we're looking for, if we're honest, is weight loss. That's why these reels are funny, because they really expose the absurdity of trying to optimize a human being like a machine. And our brains rebel when we're given that stuff. When we look at these reels, we're like, oh my gosh, she's so right. And then we're like, forget it. I just can't do it. This is ridiculous, because the why isn't really that big. As much as you might really want to lose weight, it's not for the right reasons. And if weight gain and stubborn weight loss is a symptom of our health and hormones, if we really ask ourselves, what do we want? Because at the end of the day, losing weight is about trying to feel good for other people. It's a goal based in ego versus a goal based in heart. And when your why is really truly based in a deeper place, we want to show up for ourselves differently. So the philosophy that I am obsessed with, that I wrote about in my book, it comes without sounding heavy. And that's what I really want us to understand. First, let's talk about how our brains are wired, because I don't think we understand this. And very often, we believe that all of the attempts that we make to get quote unquote healthy, which we really mean lose weight, is like we fail because we have done something wrong. But our brains are wired for safety. They're wired for efficiency. They're wired for familiarity. When we pile on too many changes at once, the brain interprets it as a threat. And that threat will always lead to resistance. It feels way too hard, not to mention the fact that you have been on this weight loss journey forever and ever and ever and ever. And it just feels like one more thing that's not going to work. So when we overwhelm our brain, it feels unsafe. That lack of safety leads to resistance, and that resistance leads to us self-sabotaging, which is really what I actually write about in my book, is about self-protection. It's about our body, our brain trying to protect us from doing things that they're seeing as unsafe. But what happens? It ends up leading to shame, and then shame leads us right back to, I just need a better plan. Carrie, tell me what to eat. And then we start over and over and over and over again. And this is the cycle that I talk about all the time, not because women are lazy or unmotivated, but because we're asking our nervous system to do too much, too fast for the wrong reasons. So, it really is a trap. It is a weight loss trap. And these memes to me, or these reels, really bring out another example of the same wolf in a different sheep's clothing. We package it in the concept of wellness, but we're really talking about the same kind of thing, the same culture. This unspoken message that's in all of these reels is that this is what we have to do now to lose weight. But that's the mindset that keeps our health, quote unquote, and I use that word in quotes because that's not really what we're after. We're after weight loss. Whenever I ask them, I'm like, what do you want? You want weight loss or do you want health? They're like, well, I want both. I'm like, okay, you have to pick one. And it's a very hard decision because innately women think that if I choose health, I can't lose weight. And I know why. It's because so many, you have tried to eat healthy before and it hasn't quote unquote worked. You haven't lost weight because we don't understand what it means to quote unquote eat healthy, be healthy, become the healthiest version of ourselves. And when we just eat healthy, this is why I'm wearing the shirt today, balancing my BS, because it's a bunch of BS, what we've been taught. But what we don't realize is yes, our belief systems are a huge part of what we're doing, as well as our behavioral science, but we are never taught the science of blood sugar either. And so healthy can also mean our blood sugar is completely out of whack. And we don't understand the difference. We don't understand the balance. So the mindset here that these wellness overwhelm happens, the mindset that keeps health transactional is because you've tried to be healthy before and it hasn't quote unquote worked, because definition of working is losing weight. And yet what we know is that if you go after weight loss, you will constantly go after things in a way that is transactional, in a way that is superficial, and in a way that is not consistent. It's short-lived because you can't do it forever because it's kind of miserable, right? But when your identity is based in who you are, not just what you do, then health suddenly becomes very different. And a byproduct of that is always going to be that you lose weight because a healthy body, a truly healthy body, will not hold on to weight. It just won't. But by doing it the way that the wellness trends are telling us, that really becomes transactional and diet based, it keeps us chasing compliance instead of identity. So we're looking at these reels feeling like we have to be compliant to all these things. And it feels like too much. And we feel like we can't do the other things in our life. So we're just like, forget it, because it disconnects us from a deeper why. So health behaviors stick when they're an expression of who you believe you are, not a punishment for how your body looks. I mean, that alone should make you start to think differently about whenever you see a reel like this or when you're trying to figure out the next thing, right? This has to be about an identity of who you are. I call it identity-based health. So when we try to do too much at once, which we've seen over and over again, our brain's job is to keep us safe. It doesn't care if we're on a diet or a new plan or if we have this whole goal to be able to be healthy. It just knows that you're trying to do too much at once. It's like we have this automatic mechanism in our brain, which is incredible. We just don't understand it and we misinterpret it as a lack of willpower, lack of discipline, a lack of being able to stick with anything. I know what to do, I just don't do it. And that's why the 1% mentality is so important when you're trying to change the identity of how you show up for yourself, who you are, not just what you do. The 1% mentality is what I base everything off of. If you follow me on Instagram, you know 1% a day of daily declarations. Every single morning I go live to do morning time with you because I know morning time is the most important time. And we'll talk about that. But it's really about small little bits and pieces over time. You cannot brush your teeth at the beginning of the month and say, I'm going to brush my teeth 30 times so I don't have to do it for the rest of the month. It's so funny. It doesn't work that way, right? But this is what we end up doing. And now I think towards the end of January, we are looking at the fact that like, okay, I had all these grandiose plans to do all this stuff. I was super motivated. And now I'm like right back to where I was because life will not slow down. Your life is your life. And we have got to figure out how to become the healthiest version of ourselves in the season that we're in. The motivation was rocket fuel. And when you have it, you use it. Like when I have motivation, I am like cleaning toilets. I am like taking stuff out of cabinets and reorganizing, but it is not my long-term plan. The 1% mentality says you're not going to do everything. We're not going to do it all at once. You're not going to do it perfectly. You're going to do a thing. You're going to do it consistently. And then you're going to continue to up level. You need to allow the things that you do to become normal to you. Because if you want to be a person that like when you think about the blueprint of what a healthy version of you does, says, thinks, and believe, and if you want to be a person that says, I wake up early enough to be able to prepare my meals for the day, well, then that has to be who you are. That is literally part of you. It's not a checklist and transactional. And it's something that you have to be able to repeat over and over again so it becomes normal. I say it's like an elastic band. I almost always have an elastic band on me. I don't have one today. But when you stretch an elastic band to put it on, right, it will stretch, absolutely. But what does it want to do? It wants to go back to its original form where it's not stretched. But if you don't stretch it, it won't work. And we innately want to go back, even if we think we don't want to. We will go back to the original way that we do things. So we have to stretch ourselves. We have to be very self-aware, and we have to do things small in 1%, because 1% compounds. This episode is brought to you by the BS Club. The BS Club is a low-cost, high-impact subscription designed to help you create lasting change without pressure, perfection, or punishment. Around here, BS stands for what actually matters: your belief systems, blood sugar stabilization, and behavioral science. These are the real foundations of a healthy, sustainable life, and the reason most diets and plans fail when they ignore them. Inside the BS Club, you're going to move through 28-day seasons with each one focused on a core area of growth. And every single season includes 4 educational episodes, a guided workbook for reflection and application, season-specific recipes, a simple movement challenge, a bonus tool every season to turn awareness into action, and then access to a private community that's all focused on people who are building consistency together. This is not another program to rush through. It's not that you're going to start over on Monday ever again. This is going to be a system that you grow with 1% at a time over time. You're going to learn how to understand why I know what to do, I just don't do it. You're going to stop fighting your body and start working with it. You're going to learn how to build consistency without relying on motivation or willpower. You're going to create habits that fit your life. They're not going to hijack it. And you're going to learn how to become your best self, not just a smaller version of yourself, but truly the healthiest version of yourself. And it is literally $1 a day. It's billed every 28 days, nothing extreme, no shame, no overwhelm, just the BS that actually works. Go to disruptivenutrition.com/BS Club for more information, and I'll see you in the club. I was just listening to an interview with Warren Buffett, and 94 years old. And when his wife said to him, I think when they were in their 30s, "Are we rich yet?" She actually didn't care about being rich, but she was just wondering. And he said, "No, not quite yet, but in a couple of years, we will be when it compounds." So he knew the power, and he knew he was going to be really wealthy because he knew the power of compounding interest. And he was like, nope, be patient. It will happen. I think we are not patient when it comes to wellness because we are searching weight loss. We are not self-aware when it comes to weight loss because we so focus on the scale instead of us. We struggle with being consistent because we are looking for an immediate or quick or some sort of sign that says we are losing weight because weight really is the goal. But when we recognize that the healthiest version of me does these things because it is part of who she is, it changes everything. It changes everything. Now, am I saying you have to do red light and dry brushing? I have attempted to do a whole lot of those things. Some work really well in my life, and some I have systems for, like I have this great red light mask, and I have been able to tie it into a system that I do before I go to bed. Before I go to bed, I put it on for 10 minutes and I put my magnesium cream on. I take my hormone replacement therapy and I kind of like wind down. And I was able to develop a system for that. And I was able to put in HRT, magnesium, and red light therapy all in one thing. Dry brushing, I haven't figured out a system yet to make that consistent. So it's okay. I have a dry brush. It sits on my my bathroom counter, but it hasn't become a part of who I am yet. It hasn't become a habit yet. And I know that, when I can really prioritize that, when I decide to prioritize that, I can make it part of my routine because I know the science behind dry brushing and why it's helpful. But it's not a priority. It's not as important to me as other things. So it's down further on the list. I know the science behind getting in front of sunlight at the very beginning of the morning, but it doesn't work for me because I wake up really early, but it's dark, right? And then I go live every morning at 6:45. And then my trainer, we have a standing date with our trainer at 7 a.m. The sun comes up at 7 a.m. I do my live at 6:45. If I go outside for 10, 15 minutes, I will miss my workout. And I'm not willing to do that. So I have let that go. I'll do it when I can. When the days that I don't work out, I will get outside. And that's the mindset that I have in terms of prioritization. I recognize that I can't do it all. So with education and knowledge, I'm going to prioritize the things that are more important to me because we cannot do it all. Okay. So let's think about anchoring your day. We're going to control the chaos right now. We're going to get into the mindset of true wellness, not weight loss, health. And we're going to start with what I know is the most important first step that you can take. It is anchoring your day with morning time. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be intentional. So a few minutes, decide who you're going to be today, who you are, not about what you do, but who are you? That's where that identity will beat motivation all day long. What do you want and why do you want it? And constantly keep getting into that. During morning time, I really want you to be thinking about where do you want to focus your efforts? Not thinking about all of the things that you have to do, but what is the first thing that you know you need to prioritize? Is it stress? Is it sleep? Is it eating? Is it strength training? Based on what you're already doing and what you know you need to 1% improve, decide what is that going to be? And if you can spend some time during morning time, you're going to be able to really reflect. Even if your morning time is 5 to 10 minutes, because when everything's a priority, literally nothing will stick. And then start trying it. I tried to do the dry brushing thing. It didn't stick. I didn't have a standard operating procedure. I didn't have a really big why for it. And I'm just moving on. When it comes to sunlight in the morning, I was very aware of it. I tried to figure out how to make it work. I couldn't. I moved on. And do I see it in my future? Absolutely. I know it's something I want to be able to figure out how to fit in, but I'm letting that go right now. But the biggest thing, so we have our morning time, we want to prioritize. We really need, though, to have all of this grounded in your strong why. If the why is weight loss, your burnout is inevitable. If your why is energy, if it's longevity, if it's presence, confidence, leadership, freedom, health for your family, then your behaviors have meaning and you can get rid of the scale and actually just show up for yourself every day, because regardless of what the number says, you shouldn't do it differently. Because if health is your identity, this is just who you are, not just a transactional checklist that you do. So that is why, and another reason why I wore this shirt, I said, if you stay until the end, I've got something really exciting. I have run my podcast for this is going on the 6th year. And I have used the podcast as a way to be able to educate and to teach for people that are not able to work with me, to offer value, to offer solutions, because my private practice, Disruptive Nutrition, is my comprehensive coaching program. I can only bring in maybe 10 women a month. And we get so many more requests. We get a ton of phone calls, and all we can do is really, truly try to offer value, have the podcast, do 3-day challenges or webinars and things like that, because we just simply, I refuse to compromise quality over quantity. I'll never have a practice that just has 10,000 women. I have 15 coaches, and I'm very careful that each of my coach takes 1 or 2 women at a time. That being said, I know that more and more people need what we have, need what we do. They know that this is something different. And in order to get something different, you have to do something different. And so I have really been working for years to figure out a way that I could offer something that didn't require heavy lift on my team or myself, so that I could keep the cost extremely affordable and we didn't lose quality. I will say all day long, there's nothing better than being able to have a comprehensive, personalized approach, but it's not accessible for everyone. It's not accessible for everyone because we simply cannot offer it to everyone, and it is not financially feasible for everyone. So I have developed, and I am launching for this week only, for the week of January 26th. until February 1st. That is it. I am launching what is called the BS Club. I am so excited about this. We are literally going to, I have taken, and I've worked for months and months. My team has been nonstop working on this behind the scenes, not telling anybody other than our internal people what we've been building. We have taken our very comprehensive personalized coaching program called the Trifecta Blueprint, really understanding your mind, your body, and sustainability so we can balance our BS, our belief systems, our behavioral science, and our blood sugar, and truly take what I have trademarked as an approach as a nutritionist and a behavior specialist into something that allows people to learn in a way that sticks, to implement and not to be overwhelmed. Because that's the thing. I could give you a ton of information and you're not going to do it. And if I don't have a coach walking you through how to prioritize, then you're going to get overwhelmed. And the BS Club is your solution. And so every 28 days, you get a new season, a season that is a focus, that is a prioritization. And because I have done this for so long, I know exactly how to help you prioritize the different things that you need to do to truly become your best self. Get it? BS, your best self, to become the healthiest version of yourself. And it's like I'm taking each concept and I'm going to stretch it out over 28 days. Think of it like Netflix. Every 28 days, you're going to unlock a new season. And within each season, there are 4 episodes, a movement challenge that's completely 1% approved, doable for anyone, and allows you to up level if you're already in a place that feels pretty good about certain things. You're going to get recipes, bonus resources, a community of people to be able to ask questions to be able to share wins. There's a gamification thing. So if you love playing things on your game, this is good, or games on your phones, this is going to be so amazing for you because you are going to be able to do your lessons. And each episode earns you points, and then you earn badges, and then you can unlock more and more resources the more seasons you go through. So this is going to replace any binge watching and gives you truly the BS that really matters. And being in the club, you absolutely can afford. It's literally $1 a day. That is it. Every 28 days, you unlock a new season. And if you decide I'm going to commit for a year, it's even cheaper. So you only have this week to be able to lock in. We will offer this only a couple of times a year so that we can support the people that are in there. And I have big dreams for this because I know I have finally found a solution that does not compromise quality, but allows me to have quantity so that I can help more people be able to truly live with food freedom, be able to access the last nutritional advice you'll ever need. I mean, imagine the last first date with any approach ever again. After this, you are done. You can join the BS Club right now. We'll put a link in the comments and go for it. See what it's all about and recognize that truly all the other noise, all of the overwhelm ends today as you get the chance to tap into what I have been working for decades, proven, guaranteed success as long as you engage. But I've made it so engagement does not feel like those reels where you have 100 things to do all at once. As a behavior specialist, as an educator, and as someone that has helped thousands and thousands of women for years, I know what it takes to be successful. I know what it takes to learn, and I know what it takes to implement. And it is all here in the BS Club. You can do $1 a day. You are worth 1,000,000 times more than that. And yet, I am making this accessible so that there are no excuses. This is your time. This is your opportunity. I will see you in the club.